Hey everyone, I hope you guys are having an amazing Wednesday. I am Jen and I am passionate about helping women live a very intentional life. As you guys are hopping on today, just comment and say hi so I can see where you guys are watching from. All right, so to kind of take you back and show you the progression of how our shopping choices have evolved and changed over the last several years, I need to take you back 7 years to when we were first got married. I actually think this is pretty normal for newlyweds. Well, when we first got married, we didn't have like tons of cash, so we would pretty much buy the most affordable, cheapest item out there when we needed something, right? I think that that's kind of normal when you first get married. But then we ended up having really cheap shoes, cheap clothes, cheap kitchen appliances, cheap furniture that wouldn't last long. Then, like 5 years forward, in 2017, I read a book that really changed my life. And I think some of you probably remember hearing me talk about it. It was called The Joy of Less. And it's a book about minimalism. It's about only decluttering your home and only having the things in your home that you truly value, that you truly use, that the things that bring you joy and that you need, right? All the other stuff is just clutter. It's just stuff you don't need. That's just clogging the pores of your home. And I realized that I didn't actually need a lot of stuff to live. I'm happier, I'm more relaxed, I'm less stressed without all kinds of stuff and clutter around. And so I started going through my home. I started going through my closets, my kitchen cabinets, my garage, my basement, and I just started asking myself questions about things. Do I need this? How long has this been sitting in my home without me using it? Does it bring me joy? Why am I holding on to it? And I just started cleaning house and getting rid of all kinds of stuff. And we loved the changes that it brought. Our house felt less cluttered. It was less cluttered. It felt like it was just more streamlined, and it was a really, really refreshing approach. So, all right, so that was the minimalism part that really changed our lives. And then we just began to be a little bit more intentional about our purchases from then on, because I'd gotten rid of much stuff, and I'm like, I'm not just gonna bring more stuff into my home unless I really need it, unless it really is gonna add value to our lives, right? And so we began to just ask ourselves questions before we purchase something. Like, is this an impulse buy? Because we all know those. It feels good in the moment, but then you have it and you're like, why did I buy this? And like, why is this in my home? So is this an impulse buy? Do I really need it? Is this just going to be clutter within the next couple months? What would I rather spend my hard-earned money on than this? Is it quality? Is it going to last for a long time? And these questions really started to help us be more intentional before we just handed our money over for something. We figured out if we actually wanted it and needed it, if we wanted to see it in our home for years to come. And also, as time went on, I also became more aware of the environmental side of things as well. So how are my shopping choices impacting the environment? How can I make sure that I'm not adding to the massive plastic waste issue that we have in our world today? Is it eco-friendly? I started to steer away from plastic more and just overall became more conscious with my purchases. I want to show you guys what we put on our Christmas wish list this year, because as I was reflecting on everything we got for Christmas, I realized that it reflects really beautifully the change in values that has happened over the last year when it comes to our purchases and what we want and what we buy. And these are all actually pretty simple. There's nothing super fancy or amazing, but they make me smile because I feel like they are true to the values that we have. So one thing that I got from my daughter for Christmas is this gorgeous little, I'm not even sure if you guys can see this very well. Let me back up. Gorgeous little, it's a little box, and it's full of little kitchen supplies. It has a little pot, a wooden pot, these little veggies that are super adorable. And by the way, I love that the food in this little kitchen set is vegetables. I mean, hello. Is that not true to Jen? Little carrots. And what the cool thing about these is, let me see if we can find this little knife. All right, they have magnets. All right, and they can go and like slice the vegetables, and the magnet pops apart and they can make soup in the pot. It has some plates and a little ladle and salt and pepper shakers, and it has utensils and vegetables. It's just super cute, and the kids have spent so much time playing with it since we gotten it, and like, this is the kind of toys I want my kids to play with, right? Like, I don't want just another piece of plastic junk in my house that's not gonna last long. It's gonna end up breaking, or it's super noisy and obnoxious. Like, these toys are adorable, and I actually find that I'm less annoyed with toys like this laying on my living room floor than just plastic nonsense. So love this. It's from, what's the brand? Melissa and Doug. You can buy it off of Amazon. And then for my son, let me show you his Christmas gift this year that he got from his Secret Santa. And we did put this on his Christmas list. So this was something that I thought would be really adorable. It's a little cash register. It's wooden. It's got these little beads and buttons. It has a drawer that opens. You can put cash and coins in there. It has this little card reader and this little scanner. And it's actually opened up topics with my son about money values and the way we want to spend money. So it's been cool in that too, and just the topics that's brought up and the conversations we've had. But they're gonna play really hard with this. I feel like as my son goes to school, he goes to school this year, I think he's gonna have even more fun with this as he continues to understand a little bit more about numbers and the way we spend money. So love those two gifts for the kids. They've already proven to be very valuable. They're wooden, they're plastic free, so that makes me happy. All right, and then two gifts that were for me that I love. My father-in-law actually got me this set of, they're just food containers, guys, nothing super exciting, but you wouldn't have known that based on how excited I was to get these. So I found these off of Amazon. This is the set I chose. They're the perfect size for like meal prep, where I can make a big batch of something and put them in these little containers. So one thing I've been trying to steer away from more is plastic in my kitchen. Number one, plastic is not eco-friendly, so I'm trying to stay away from plastic, and the purchases that I'm making now to make sure that they are something that's going to be eco-friendly. And the other thing is that plastic leaches hormone disrupting chemicals into your food, so storing food in plastic is really not a great idea. And I still had like plastic Tupperware containers. I mean, when you start making some of these conscious changes, you can't do everything all at once. So I had to be kind of patient with the changes, but this is something that I really wanted to change. So I love them so much. It was a set of 8, so I feel like they're gonna last me for a little while. And then the very last thing I want to show you guys are these beeswax wraps. These are actually from my sister. I love when people are aware of your values, they're aware of what you're excited about, and that's the kind of gift they give you. And I'm really trying to also, not just with my purchases that I'm making, but when I give a gift to somebody else, to just be a little bit more intentional and about what I buy them. You know, it's just so easy to go out and buy a chocolate bar and mug, but like, what is something that's going to add value to their lives? What is something that's going to maybe inspire them? So this is a really cute idea. I've been seeing these online for a while. These will replace plastic wrap in your home. So they're, I feel like it's a thin linen cloth, and they cover it with beeswax. and you can put it over a container, and just the warmth of your hand will help mold it to the container, and it pretty much works like plastic wrap. So I have yet to actually try them, so maybe I'll do a little short live when I try them just to show you guys what they're like. Or if you've already used them and you love them, like, let me know in the comments below. I want to see what your opinions are. I think you can also buy these off of Amazon if I'm not mistaken. So those are the 4 things that I wanted to show you that were Christmas gifts. And I know that I'm really just starting off with this conscious way of living, and I probably one day I'm gonna look back on this video and I'm gonna be like, oh, Jen, if you only knew what I know now. But here's the thing. These seemingly small choices that we make actually have a very big impact in the long scheme of things. Whether it's in our home, the peace of our home, the values that we pass on to our kids, it has an impact on the environment. There's so many different areas affected by our purchases. So hopefully this video inspired you guys a little bit to think a little bit deeper when you go to buy something. Ask yourself some deeper questions and buy things that truly have value to you and that are going to last for years. They're going to be quality, and just like change your shopping habits a little bit this year. It's actually really fun. It looks overwhelming when you think of everything that you could change in your life, but it only requires one choice at a time. So it's actually, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Just what's the one thing you're going to focus on to improve with your shopping habits. Guys, I hope you found value in this video. If you did, comment #value down below. And thanks for watching. I'll be back next week.